Hello everyone and welcome back to Academic Scope. Today we're doing lesson 1 of cell biology in AQA GCSE, animal and plant cells, and eukaryotes and prokaryotes. This is what the specification requires you to know. It might seem like a lot based on this image, but I thought it would be more useful to put into one lesson rather than two separate lessons to save you time. And trust me, it's quite simple once you understand it. So pause and take a minute to note this down if you want to, but let's carry on. Eukaryotic versus prokaryotic cells. Plants and animal cells, which are eukaryotic, have a membrane-bound nucleus. On the other hand, bacterial cells, prokaryotic cells, do not have a membrane-bound nucleus, and their genetic material is a single loop of DNA, or small rings of DNA called plasmids. This is a key difference which you need to memorize. Here are some relative sizes. You do not need to know this by heart, but it is recommended that you have a general understanding. A small molecule is 1 nanometer, moving up to prokaryotic cells at 1 micrometer, eukaryotic cells at 100 micrometers to 10 micrometers, an apple 10 centimeters, human 1 to 1.5 meters, and all the way up to a giant redwood which stands at 100 meters tall. Here are some of the most important points in GCSE, and I guarantee you're going to get at least a few marks on some of these. An animal cell. You can see the diagram on the bottom right, and you need to be able to label this in the exam. The nucleus is a large circle in the center. The cytoplasm is a substance surrounding the nucleus. The cell membrane can be considered the boundary, and the mitochondria are quite visible. These are the only parts of an animal cell that you need to know, along with ribosomes. Let's go into their functions. Cell membrane controls the movement of substances in and out of cells. Nucleus controls all activities in a cell and contains genes on the chromosomes that carry instructions for proteins. Cytoplasm is a liquid gel where most chemical reactions take place. Mitochondria is where aerobic respiration takes place, releasing energy. And ribosomes are the location of protein synthesis. Moving on to plant cells. You can see the diagram there, and there are some familiar structures with animal cells, but there are also some additional ones. Cell wall is the boundary outside of the cell membrane. The vacuole is a large area in the center of the cell. Chloroplasts are green circular structures. And nucleus, cytoplasm, cell membrane and mitochondria are the same as before. The cellulose cell wall, it strengthens and gives support to the cell and prevents the cell from bursting due to water entry. Chloroplasts contain green substance, chlorophyll, which traps light for photosynthesis, and we're going to move on to this in a later episode. The permanent vacuole, it keeps the cell rigid and stores cell sap. When you're talking about the cell wall, in plants, make sure to mention the cellulose cell wall, and with vacuole, make sure to call it a permanent vacuole unless the question states otherwise. And lastly, bacterial or prokaryotic cells. You may be able to recognize this also has cell membrane, cell wall, and cytoplasm, but it does not have a nucleus, and that's a key fact you have to remember. Instead of a nucleus, it has a single loop of DNA, and it also has plasmids. Plasmids are separate circular pieces of DNA that code for specific features, such as antibiotic resistance. Its cell wall is made of murin compared to the cellulose cell wall in a plant cell. The slime capsule helps bacteria stick to surfaces and provides antibiotic resistance. And the flagellum is a tail-like feature which helps in movement. Thank you for watching Academic Scope, and make sure to subscribe, because we believe every student deserves an A star. Also, check out our TikTok, which is linked in the description below. Thanks for watching.